So E3 2018 has come and gone, and arguably one of the most disappointing press conferences of E3 was the fact that Nintendo's press conference for a lot of people out there was very disappointing. We didn't get a lot of big games announced for the Nintendo Switch. Pretty much what Nintendo showed for the Nintendo Switch at E3 were games that we already kind of knew were coming to the Nintendo Switch. And if you look at 2018, the big hitters for 2018 is Smash and Pokemon. Outside of like Smash and Pokemon, there's not really a lot to look forward to on the Nintendo Switch when it comes to those big first-party titles from Nintendo. A lot of people were looking forward to announcements of Metroid Prime 4, Bayonetta 3. It kind of sucks that Fire Emblem was delayed until 2019. Same thing with Yoshi. For the most part, it looks like Nintendo's press conference at E3 was very disappointing to a lot of people out there on the internet. And now it has left some people with some sour taste in their mouth. And honestly, I can't disagree with people out there because I will have to admit, even though I am a big Super Smash Bros. Fan, even though I'm very excited for the next Pokemon game, Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee. Even though I'm excited for those games coming out in 2018, I must admit the lackluster E3 showing from Nintendo really left a sour taste in my mouth, and it really does suck for fans who aren't necessarily fans of Super Smash Bros. Or they're not fans of Pokemon. What do they have to look forward to onto Nintendo Switch? And some people out there are kind of worried what the state of the Nintendo Switch is right now. But honestly, if you ask me, I think the Nintendo Switch is in a very good spot in 2018. And I think as of right now, we have a lot to look forward to on the Nintendo Switch. For instance, this month, we have Mario Tennis coming out. Mario Tennis Aces is going to be coming out this month. We also have Crash Bandicoot coming out on the Nintendo Switch. We also have Wolfenstein 2 coming out on the Nintendo Switch. And those are games that are all dropping this month. So there is still a lot to look forward to on the Nintendo Switch. And then we also have announcements like Play Button. If you're unfamiliar with Play Button is a company that likes making these ports on the Nintendo Switch. They actually did the Doom port on the Nintendo Switch, and we know how good the Doom port was on the Nintendo Switch. The Doom port was phenomenal, and if that's any indication of what the next title is going to be from Play Button that they're going to be doing a port of, that's probably going to be an amazing game. And supposedly there's supposed to be a new port coming to the Nintendo Switch coming sometime next month, or it's going to be revealed sometime next month, and that is a big deal. It can be literally anything. It could be a port of Grand Theft Auto. It can be a port of Fallout 4. Who knows what the port could be on the Nintendo Switch? And if Play Button is behind that release on the Nintendo Switch as well, we know it's going to be a very good game on the Nintendo Switch. Also, you have to take a look at the Nintendo Switch compared to the Wii U. If you look at the Wii U the same time the Nintendo Switch was out, so it's about getting close to 2 years for both systems. And if you look at the Wii U at the same time the Switch was out, you can see that the Wii U did not have the same amount of games and the same amount of titles that the Nintendo Switch should have. So people kind of being disappointed about the Nintendo E3 showing. There's already a lot on the Nintendo Switch we have on the Nintendo Switch, and you guys can't tell me that there's games that you still haven't played on the Nintendo Switch. If you were to look at the backlog of the Nintendo Switch, there is a lot of good third-party and first-party games on the Nintendo Switch, and that's also not including the indie games that we have on the Nintendo Switch. The Nintendo Switch has some of the most strongest indie support out of a lot of different consoles, and you can't tell me you don't have anything to play. So I think there's always games that a lot of us gamers either overlook or just don't have time to play, or it's either money problem where we can't buy every game that we want to play. So there's games out there that you can still play on the Nintendo Switch that you have yet to play on the Nintendo Switch. That's pretty much what I'm saying. So I think right now, the Nintendo Switch is in a very good spot. I think people were just the first initial impressions of the Nintendo Direct kind of had people left with a sour taste in their mouth, and I agree, it did kind of suck. But if you look at the future in 2019 going on besides 2018, we also have games probably coming out are going to be talked about next year. Bayonetta 3. We also have the announcement of Metroid Prime 4, Fire Emblem, and who knows what the future of the Nintendo Switch holds. And you have to remember also, we're getting two big hard hitters in 2018, and I guess that's really what Nintendo primarily wanted to focus on. They wanted to focus on Pokemon, and they also wanted to focus on Super Smash Bros. Because those are two very big franchises, and those are going to do phenomenally well on the Nintendo Switch. They're probably going to be breaking some game records as well, and they're going to be pushing the Nintendo Switch to new boundaries and to new heights. And honestly, that's what Nintendo wanted, and you can't really blame Nintendo. That's really what they wanted to focus 2018 on, and there's already, like I said, a lot of good stuff coming out in 2018 for the Nintendo Switch, and there's already a lot of stuff that is already on the Nintendo Switch, so I'm sure there's stuff you can find on the Nintendo Switch. And with the conclusion of the free Fortnite, I think a Fortnite can tie a lot of people over if they were kind of disappointed at E3, because we all know Fortnite is a very good game, and that just came out on the Nintendo Switch as well, so we have that to play on the Nintendo Switch, and that game is a game that you can be played for many hours. So what I'm saying is, don't be disappointed about Nintendo's E3 showing. Sure, it was lackluster. Sure, there wasn't a lot of games announced that people wanted announced at E3, but right now I think the Nintendo Switch is in a very good spot. I don't think people need to overreact about how E3 was very disappointing, because Nintendo Switch right now has a lot of meaty stuff to play on the Nintendo Switch, and just in a couple of weeks we're going to be getting some more great titles on the Nintendo Switch. I also wanted to throw this in there as well. You do have to remember, Nintendo is one gaming company that doesn't like throwing all their games at you at E3. They also have multiple Nintendo Directs throughout the year. So who knows what could be announced in the future, or who knows what else could be coming in 2018, because Nintendo could announce some pretty amazing experiences on the Nintendo Switch throughout the year in these Nintendo Directs. So who really knows what else is coming to the Nintendo Switch in the near future? Just because they didn't announce it at E3 doesn't mean they could announce it in the near future in a Nintendo Direct. That's where they like announcing a lot of these smaller indie games, or a lot of these third-party games, or who knows what else could be on these Nintendo Directs. I just forgot to mention that, and that's something that you do have to remember as well. So be a lookout when Nintendo does their Nintendo Directs, because although some of the Nintendo Directs are hit or miss, there are more opportunities in 2018 to get some more games coming out when the Nintendo Directs are coming. Anyway, guys, this is Wayne from MyTech News, signing out.